Angels in the Bible and the Urantia Book. This video compares the concepts about angels found in the Bible with the concepts about angels found in the Urantia Book. But what is this Urantia Book that has enlightened so many people? The authors assert that it is the work of those spiritual beings, including angels, who function in the spiritual administration of the universe. The book begins with the nature of our God of love and power, as well as his various manifestations. The book concludes with a detailed account of Jesus' teachings and the story of his life, from his birth to his death. The authors inform us how, in his life and teachings, Jesus portrayed God as a loving Father. In between these beginning and ending parts, the authors discuss many topics, such as our origins, our present status, our continuing spiritual growth beyond this life, the Spirit of God that indwells us, and the angels who help us grow spiritually here and in the next life. Do you believe in angels? If you do, then you aren't alone. A survey found that 77% of Americans believe in angels. Many of these believers are Christians, since angels are mentioned in both the Old and New Testaments of the Bible. References to angels occur at least 116 times in the Old Testament and 175 times in the New Testament. They have been portrayed in films such as It's a Wonderful Life in 1946, and many TV shows from 1984 to 2003, such as Touched by an Angel. But it isn't just Christians who believe in angels. Zoroastrians, Jews, and Muslims also do. But what evidence do we have that angels exist? What sort of beings are they? Where did they come from? What's their purpose? Do people become angels in the next life? The Bible provides answers to some of these questions, but the Urantia Book provides comprehensive answers to all of them. Can we prove that angels exist? Because they are spiritual beings, science cannot prove or disprove they exist. Other than the stories in the Bible and other holy books, we have only the testimony of people who somehow encountered or believed they encountered an angel. Many of these stories are of miraculous interventions by some unseen force that saved a person's life. Though there are a few people who claim to have seen an angel, most of our evidence is circumstantial. Yet there are so many stories of encounters with them, it seems reasonable to believe that angels really do exist. But what sort of beings are they? According to both the Bible and the Urantia Book, angels are spirit beings who are not usually visible to us, though apparently they can make themselves visible if they need to. It's probably a good thing that we can't see them, or we might interfere with their work, especially the guardian angels who work with us. While we can't see them, according to the Urantia Book, their bodies are just as real to them as ours are to us. In fact, because they're spiritual beings, they are in a sense even more real than we are. The more spiritual we become, the more real we are. Some people believe that we become angels in the next life, but this is not supported by either the Bible or the Urantia Book. Jesus said that we are like the angels since we don't marry in the next life, but he did not say that we will actually be angels. According to the authors of the Urantia Book, we will be what they call Urantia beings after we are resurrected at the next level. The Urantia existence is a state of being lying between the material and the purely spiritual. The Apostle Paul apparently knew of this state. In 1 Corinthians 15:44, he is quoted as saying, "It is sown a physical body, it is raised a spiritual body." We will become pure spirits after we grow enough spiritually. But though angels are spirit beings, they do share some things with us. According to the authors, they feel love, joy, and sadness. They enjoy humor, appreciate art and music, but they do not share our fears. The Bible identifies 3 types of angels: archangels, seraphim, and cherubim. Some biblical scholars feel that the thrones and dominions mentioned by the Apostle Paul are also types of angels. Some scholars feel that the Bible indicates that seraphim are the highest level of angels, but there are other opinions. The term or prefix arch is Greek for ruling or chief. By this criteria, archangels are above seraphim. But the Urantia Book lists numerous other orders of angels that function at various levels of the universe. Even paradise has its special angels who are the children of the infinite spirit. The Bible asserts that God is the creator of angels. In Colossians 1:16 we read, "By him all things were created, both in the heavens and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions, or rulers or authorities. All things have been created through him and for him." But according to the Urantia Book, all angels are children of the infinite Spirit, or lower manifestations of that Spirit. We will meet and interact with many types of angels at the multiple levels we ascend through as we progress toward paradise. According to the Bible, angels have a number of functions. They are messengers, they are warriors, they are bringers of death, and they are guardians of people. In the book of Revelation, a being identified as the Archangel Michael battles Satan. Revelation 12:7. Now war arose in heaven, Michael and his angels fighting against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back, but he was defeated. Gabriel is mentioned as a messenger bearing important news in the Gospel of Luke. Gabriel, who tells Mary of the special child she carries in her womb, is identified as an archangel elsewhere in the Bible. However, the Urantia Book says that he was of a different order, the order of the sons of God, not to be confused with Jesus' title of Son of God. And there are other archangels identified by various of the Christian sects. While there is no mention of an angel of death in the Bible, there are references to a destroyer angel. In Revelation 9:11, Abaddon is described as destroyer, the angel of the abyss. The Urantia Book describes many functions for angels. Some are the same as those in the Bible. Some of the functions mentioned in the book are messengers, guardian angels, teachers, recorders, archivists, administrators, and also transporters who can move individuals from place to place in the universe. There are also angels who work with artists, composers, and other creative people. Furthermore, there are angels that try to bring together groups to work for worthy goals. There are even angels who work with the various religions to promote brotherhood and spiritual progress. But according to the authors, there are no angelic warriors or angels of death. Angels are often depicted with wings in paintings. According to the Urantia Book, the idea came from a few people who were allowed to view transport angels leaving our planet. These angels have what the authors call friction shields that resemble wings around them, apparently to protect their passengers from our planet's atmosphere. The transport angels provide transportation for those beings who are unable to travel through space on their own. There are energy circuits throughout the universe that these angels can use to travel through space. One important task that angels perform, according to the Urantia Book, is teaching us. When we reach the next level, the mansion worlds, we will begin our education there where we left off down here. But the range of things we'll learn is greatly expanded. These mansion worlds are what Jesus referred to when he said, "In my Father's house are many mansions." Another capability that angels have is interacting with material objects. Both the Urantia Book and the Bible indicate that they can manipulate material things. An example of this is the story of an angel rolling away the stone in front of Jesus' tomb. Matthew 28:2. There was a violent earthquake, for an angel of the Lord came down from heaven, and going to the tomb, rolled back the stone and sat on it. In the Old Testament it is recorded that Isaiah sees seraphim, which are also called seraphs, in a vision. In Isaiah 6:1-3, he says, "Above him were seraphs, each with 6 wings. With 2 wings they covered their faces, with 2 they covered their feet, and with 2 they were flying." Ezekiel has a vision where he sees cherubim. In Ezekiel 10:20-22, he says, "These were the living creatures I had seen beneath the God of Israel by the Kibar River, and I realized that they were cherubim. Each had 4 faces and 4 wings, and under their wings was what looked like the hands of a man." Archangels are mentioned in both the Old and New Testaments. Michael and Gabriel are identified as archangels in Judaism, Islam, and in both the Old and New Testaments of the Bible. Gabriel is depicted as a messenger in several biblical passages. Michael is depicted as a warrior in the book of Revelation. We might wonder if angels are male and or female. They are often depicted as female in paintings. But according to the Urantia Book, they are not sex creatures like us. They do not reproduce other angels. Jesus implied this when he said we'll be like the angels after we are resurrected. Nevertheless, the authors tell us the Seraphim are of two complementary types. Quote, though not male and female as are the material sons and the mortal races, Seraphim are negative and positive. In the majority of assignments, it requires two angels to accomplish the task. When they are not encircled, they can work alone. Unquote. The angels that we often hear about in Western culture are the guardian angels. But people do not have just one guardian angel, rather they have a pair, since Seraphim operate in pairs. But does everyone have a pair of personal guardian angels? No, according to the authors of the Urantia Book. Only those people who have achieved a certain spiritual level have personal guardian angels. All the rest have group guardian angels. Many people have stories of some being they couldn't see saving them from death or serious injury. This being could be a guardian angel. Unfortunately, there is limited information about guardian angels in the Bible. They are sometimes pictured as protectors or rescuers. In Acts 12:7-11, Peter is rescued from his prison cell by an angel. In Psalm 19:11 we are told, for he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. In Hebrews 2:14, Paul says, are they not all ministering spirits sent out to serve for the sake of those who are to inherit salvation? And Jesus refers to what may be guardian angels in Matthew 18:10. See that you do not despise one of these little ones, for I tell you that their angels in heaven always see the face of my Father in heaven. The Urantia Book has much more information about guardian angels than does the Bible. The authors identify them as seraphim, and cherubim are their helpers. They say that the main job of the guardian angels is not to protect us, but to ensure that we make spiritual progress. The authors also say this: such personal guides of the children of time are called guardians of destiny, signifying they guard mortal creatures in the path of divine destiny, and that in so doing they are determining their own high destiny. Unquote. To do this, they may arrange or lead us into learning situations, but they cannot operate in our minds. They must operate by presenting us with situations in which we must make value judgments and choices. And when we leave this life for the next one, they carry our souls to the mansion worlds, and may even ascend with us through the various levels of the next life. Guardian angels are not created with all the knowledge and skills they need to guide you. They need to study, learn, and practice, just as we do to learn our skills. And while they are above us in spiritual status, they are not perfect or all-knowing. Both the Bible and the Urantia Book have stories about how some angels have fallen into darkness, and as a result, they are known as fallen angels in popular culture. The Bible refers to these angels in a number of places. In Jude 1:6, the fallen angels are imprisoned until they are tried for their crimes. In Revelation 12:7-9, the archangel Michael and his angels defeated Satan and his rebel angels, and they were thrown down to the earth. According to the Urantia Book, there really was a rebellion in a portion of the inhabited universe. The rebel leader was Lucifer, and Satan was his assistant. During the rebellion, many angels aligned themselves with Lucifer and Satan. Lucifer and Satan and the rebel angels are now imprisoned until they are finally tried and judged. They will eventually become as it had never been, unless they repent and accept rehabilitation. There are a number of references in the Bible to angels in connection with the life events of Jesus. The Urantia Book affirms many of these references. Probably one of the best known angelic visitations is recorded in both the Urantia Book and the Bible. In Luke 1:28-31, Gabriel says to Mary, "And now you will conceive in your womb and bear a son, and you will name him Jesus." But the message delivered as given in the book is essentially the same as that in Luke. There are also other angelic messages regarding Jesus in the Bible. In Matthew 2:13, an angel warned his parents of Herod's plot, and so Joseph took his family to Egypt for safety. In Matthew 19-20, an angel tells Joseph in a dream that it's safe to return to Israel. When Jesus was in agony in the Garden of Gethsemane about the ordeal he had to soon face, we are told in Luke 22:43, an angel from heaven appeared to him and strengthened him. And in one version of the post-resurrection story at the tomb, Matthew 28:5-6, an angel tells Mary Magdalene and other women that Jesus has risen from the dead. Jesus obviously knew a great deal about angels. He mentions them many times in both the Bible and the Urantia Book. Some of his sayings have already been considered, but there are many others. In Luke 15:10 he says, "In the same way, I tell you, there is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents." In both the Urantia Book and the Bible, Jesus says he will return sometime. But in Matthew 24:36 he says, "But about that day or hour no one knows, not even the angels in heaven, nor the Son, but only the Father." When Jesus was arrested, the apostles wanted to fight the soldiers arresting him, but according to Matthew 26:53-54, Jesus said he could summon more than 12 legions of angels to defend him, but he knew this was not appropriate. He let events unfold as he knew that they would. Though most of us will never see them or notice their influence, angels play an important role in our lives. At the next level, we will finally be able to see them and tell them how much we appreciate their efforts to help us grow spiritually. In paper 38 of the Urantia Book, the authors tell us this: they are fully cognizant of your moral struggles and spiritual difficulties. They love human beings, and only good can result from your efforts to understand and love them.